Hi, I'm mystery author Sarah Rosette, and I recently switched from MailChimp to Convertkit. And I want to give you a quick overview of how I use Convertkit in this video. When you sign into Convertkit, this is the screen that you'll see. You have your navigation across the top, and obviously it's December when I'm recording this. You don't normally have the Santa hat. You've got your sequences, which would be considered like automations. You've got your broadcast, which is just a one-off email that you send either to your whole list or to segments of your list. You've got your subscriber link, you've got automations, and then you've got your account information. Underneath that, you've got your subscriber information for certain date range. You can see when people signed up and where they came from, and then you can sort it according to different ranges so you can see trends. And then underneath that, you've got your forms. Now, your forms would be what I would call actually a landing page. It's a page, I'll show them to you in a second, where you can customize them however you want, and then you can either have Convertkit host them, or you can embed them on your website. Now, there's no limit to the number of forms that you can have in Convertkit. There's not different tiers that you have to be on to have so many forms. You can have as many as you want, and you can also send as many emails as you want. There's no limits on that. So what I want to show you next is what makes Convertkit different from other email platforms. The way Convertkit handles subscribers is it considers that you have one main list. So instead of having like 5, 6, 7, 15, 20 different lists with different subscription forms that different people came in on, Convertkit says you have one list. But what you can do is you can tag them so that you know who they are and where they came from and what they're interested in. Or you can sort them according to what automation they have received or what form they signed up on. So it's a very flexible system, and I'm really liking it. So I'll give you some examples. When I came from MailChimp, so what I did was when I imported all my MailChimp subscribers, I tagged them all as MailChimp so I'd know where they came from. I also tagged them as Notes and News because that's what I call my newsletter, Notes and News from Sarah. Now, another thing I do is I have a reading team of people who are beta readers, so they have their own tag. When people click on links in my emails, I can tag them as like a Kindle reader, a Google Play reader, so that later on, if I want to get in touch specifically with those people, I can. If people come in through a giveaway, I will tag them for whatever, wherever they came from, so I know who they are and where they came from, basically. Now, you can take your tags and you can create a segment. You can actually create a segment with tags and forms and sequences. So what I've done is I created a Notes and News segment, and let's edit it. So you can see it's everyone who came in who signed up on a form, or they're part of these sequences, or they're subscribed to these tags. So it's a really flexible system, and no one is double subscribed. So if you import somebody and you tag them as a Cozy Summer giveaway and as a Google Play reader, they're not going to receive 2 different emails and be on 2 different lists because, again, you just have one list. So I think that's an awesome thing. Now, related to the tags, I'll show you really quickly. You can go into automations and you can set rules. So you can have a trigger and an action. So if someone subscribes to a sequence, an automation, you can add a tag. If someone completes a sequence, you can remove a tag, or you can complete a sequence and subscribe them to another sequence or subscribe them to a tag. It's very flexible, and it lets you do all kinds of different things with your list that are more difficult to do in other platforms. So I'll give you a quick overview of the form. Let's look at Elusive. This is my first book. I give it away for free on my website, and this is all customizable. If you want to view what it looks like, this is what it looks like live. So we'll go back here. You can customize this line. You've got all your abilities here to format. If you want to change your image, you click here. This doesn't show up on the actual form. It just shows you what it's going to look like. And all of this is customizable. You can add images. Now, Convertkit, most things in Convertkit, you have your 3 options up here. You've got your content formatting this. Then you've got your settings. So you can set this up with a form on your website or landing page. You can customize the message, and then you can subscribe people to a sequence. So if somebody signs up for this form, they're going to be subscribed to a sequence, and they're going to get emails from me about that book and my other books. You can also send them directly any giveaway that you have. So if you have like a PDF or a character sketch or something, you can attach that here and do that all in Convertkit. Now, I don't do that. I send my people to BookFunnel because I'm giving away a book and people sometimes have trouble downloading that to their e-reader. So you have that option as well, but this is also really handy too. You can customize what your landing page looks like. You can embed it, and you can also integrate it with these other options here. And then, really nice, you can duplicate it. So if you like it, you don't have to redo the whole thing. Now you also can go look at your subscribers and see who's signed up, what your conversion rate is, and where they're coming from. So let's look at sequences. Let's create a new one. We'll just call it new. Now, this is really nice. Convertkit gives you some different options, and they give you suggestions. Like they say, hey, this is what you need to put in here. This would be a great place to put an educational message. Here's a good place to sell your product. Now, you don't have to use these, but they are helpful, and you don't have to have this number. If you want to delete them, you can delete one of these. You can also move them around very easily, which is really nice. Then you can go up here, and for each email, you can set when you want it to go out. So you can either choose immediately, or you can choose, 1 day delay, or you can choose an hourly delay. So if you have, say you were reminding someone of a sale, you can go in, you can say, all right, this email is going to go out 2 days after, and then this email is going to go out 4 hours later, because you want to send a reminder and say, hey, don't forget, sale ends tonight at midnight. So that might be something you could use. I have a tendency just to do the days, because I don't usually have anything that's that urgent that it needs to be sent out right away. And then they have suggested time frames for you to send your emails, so that's really nice too. Now, once you get your emails in, and this has all of the editing that you're used to. You can do images, links, all that. You can go into your settings. Let's stay on page, so I need to save it. And then let's go into settings. And you can choose which days of the week you want these emails to go out. So not only can you choose the individual emails, if you want all of your emails to always go out on Tuesday, you can just uncheck everything else. And they'll only go out on Tuesday. You can set the time, and then you can exclude people. So like if I want to exclude someone who I know, maybe I'm sending out a sequence for people who joined a giveaway, I don't want to send an introductory sequence of emails. Hey, this is who I am, this is what I write. I don't want to send that to somebody who's already on one of my other lists, who's already a subscriber. So I could go through and say, hey, don't send this to any notes and news subscribers, or don't send this to anyone who is already in my notes and news segment. And you can update it, and then it won't go out to those people, because different sequences are going to have different objectives. So that gives you a really fine control over who gets what. And then you got your reports. Now this is not quite as detailed as, say, MailChimp, but for the integrations and the other benefits that I get and the ease of use, for me it's worth it not to have quite as much detail on the reporting. I will make that trade-off. But they're continuing to do improvements, and I think it won't be long before this will become even more detailed. But you are able to click and see your unsubscribes and your open rates, and you can tell in each individual email how it's going. So we'll go look at a broadcast real quickly. A broadcast, you can send it to all your subscribers. You can filter it and send it to only people who've signed up for a certain form. And then if you want to add within a segment, you know, you can add all these filters, and then you can also filter out. You can say none. You can say, I don't want to send it to anyone within this segment, this one. And there you go. So it gives you a lot of control, and so you can narrow it down and be really precise. So then once you've got that, you just have, you know, your normal like editing pane where you would add all your information, and then you can preview it in browser email, and then you can set it out to be delivered immediately, or you can set it on a schedule. So that's a quick overview of Convertkit. I would say that it was some work to get switched over to Convertkit, but I'm really happy that I changed, and it's really easy for me to use. I really like it. So I hope that the video has been helpful and it's given you some insight in how you can use Convertkit for yourself. Thanks for watching.